Welcome to a Monday night edition of Post Game Live. The Patriots once again winners. They beat the New York Giants 33-15, and I say once again because that is the 10th consecutive win for the New England Patriots, and we have so much to talk about tonight with this brilliant crew that I'm alongside. We got Phil Perry, we've got Tommy Curran, we got three-time Super Bowl champion Ted Johnson. I'm Michael Holley. Patriots win 10 in a row. They're 11-2. They knock off the Giants. They seem intent, Phil, on showing the Giants. Here's the difference between a team that comes in 10-2 and a team that comes into the game 2-10. Let's go around the horn and get some takeaways from tonight's game. Phil, start with you.
How about another difference I'll give you, Michael? Both these teams had a bye week ahead, right? So they had the Week 14 bye, and the Patriots sprinted through the finish tonight, just with the effort, the focus, the level of physicality that you could hear through the speakers in your living rooms, I'm sure. That impressed me to no end, Tom. The level of effort and toughness that they brought to the field today, having played 13 consecutive games and executing the way they did tonight.
I've been waiting for the egg. And I think the egg might have been Cincinnati. And they won the football game. They didn't start well on offense, didn't have urgency. They allowed another first drive score, I believe. Tonight, they came out first drive. They shut down the Giants. They started strong. As Phil pointed out, they were locked in. We talked all week, Teddy, about the adversity washing up on their shores. How would they react to it? To see them come out with the litany of injuries, not just the ones that happened in the last game, but Milton Williams, and to see the kinds of guys contributing, from Kyle Williams to Kayshon Boutte again, to the way Henderson ran in the second half, and Drake Maye to continue just this, to be up here and never really ever dip. But he still had only 282. But still,
it's crazy.
The guy can't get his 300.
Crazy. You know what? You guys are absolutely right. I mean, you guys are hitting on it. I think my main takeaway is kind of to piggyback off of what Phil was saying. Just they were ready to go from jump. This might be one of my top two favorite games that they played this year. That Buffalo game was a very impressive. The Carolina game, very, very, impressive. But to me, this game, I just think those bye weekends, like Phil said, can be tricky. It's always those games before the bye weeks that you have to be concerned about focus and our guys locked in. And you talk about being ready for the jump. They get the ball to open the game. Go down 12 plays. Of course, they can't get it in with some of their red zone issues, although they did the next time they were down there. They go down there 12 plays, kick a field goal, and they're off and running. Punt return by Marcus Jones, I think his second punt return of the season. So in the offensive line, hey, two guys missing, no problem. The great game plan by Josh McDaniels, I thought. And Drake Maye, I was concerned about him in the weather. Are you kidding me? Look how efficient he was. 23 of 29, 274, 2 touchdowns. He was brilliant. Only 2 sacks. The ball came out really fast. They had an excellent game plan to kind of negate that pass rush for the Giants. Michael.
All right, Ted Johnson, keep the car running, because I'm coming right back to you. At the bottom of your screen, just a minute ago, you saw the Patriots are 11-2, and they've got the best record in the NFL. So they got the best record in the NFL. They've won 10 games in a row. Ted Johnson, starting with you. Are they the best team in football? They got the best record in football. Are they the best team in football?
I won't go so far as saying that. I still think, even though the Rams had a bad loss against Carolina, it was a nip-tuck game. It was a West Coast team going to the East Coast at a 1 o'clock kick. So I'm going to give a little bit of pass to the Rams. I still think the Rams are probably the best team. All those teams in the NFC have been tested so much more than the teams in the AFC. But I'm willing to go this far. As far as the AFC goes, Denver, yeah, another impressive kind of one-score game that they won the other night. But to me, the Patriots are a better team, and I think they're the best team in the AFC. I'll go that far.
Yeah, and they might not have the best roster. They might not have the best roster in the AFC. They probably don't have the best roster in the NFL. It doesn't go from being, the top, the bottom quartile to being the best. But
Right.
Nobody's playing better than them in 2025. That's it. So that's all you're looking for. So are they the best team? They've played the best. And
Sounds like you're saying they're the best.
They're the best team. The reason they're the best team is because they've played the best. That's the qualifier I will attach. And a lot of it isn't attached to the roster. It's attached to the attitude, the discipline, the resilience, the showing up to work, ready to go. What is it? hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Sounds good to me, brother.
Zing zang.
Yeah, there you go.
Zing zang. What do you think, Phil Perry?
I still will go with the Rams, I think, as the best team in football, but the consistency with which the Patriots have played, to be above 23 points offensively every single week and holding the opposition to below 23 points, it feels like just about every single week, there's no obvious unit weakness with this team. They can't really run it all that consistently, although they did run it well tonight against the worst rush defense in football. They've had a hard time of late stopping the run, although I thought that was a little bit better tonight against the Giants. But, Michael, where's the weakness? Like, I look at this team and I say, okay, is there a single element of it where what they've shown to this point would be the thing that does them in? And I'm not sure they have exhibited that to this point. Maybe it'll get exposed later against some better competition.
Yeah.
Bills and Ravens, but I'm not sure what that is right now.
Now, I asked, are the Patriots the best team in football? We want you to join this conversation. Are the Patriots favorites? Are they Super Bowl favorites to win the Super Bowl? All right, vote in our poll by going to NBCSportsBoston.com/Patriots vote. Scan the QR code, you see it on the screen, and scroll down to the poll. And it's not even midnight yet. We're not talking crazy. This is not like late night. This is not late night ramblings. Really, they're 11-2. And they have, do you remember the 21st night of September? That's the last time they lost. September 21st is the last time they lost a game. So if you put all these things together, an MVP-type season from Drake Maye, and you can hear Troy Aikman tonight, because I always like to listen to Aikman. He doesn't really, he doesn't speak, analyze with kid gloves. He just tells you straight. So he was kind of hesitant tonight to come out and say, Drake Maye is that dude. He's like, oh, pretty impressive. It's kind of like he's holding back. I think a lot of people are holding back when it comes to the Patriots, saying they're the best team. And Phil, you talk about the lack of weaknesses. What do you think that's holding people back from just, is it the schedule? Is it just like the schedule?
I think that's it. I think it's probably also the fact that there's not a lot of household names on this roster. I mean, you have Stephon Diggs, but everybody knows he's closer to the end than the beginning. It's not the original Stephon Diggs. People know who Drake Maye is by this point, and Mike Vrabel too. But I bet they look at the rest of the group surrounding those two guys, even though they're in the most important positions in the organization. They say, yeah, what else you got? And that, to me, is combined with the schedule, Tom, why I think people aren't willing to go there just yet with the Patriots, even though those same people would acknowledge that there's not a team in the NFL that is perfect. And there is not a scary 10 out of 10 level team in the NFL right now.
I think you're absolutely right. It's not only the schedule, but it's also that they haven't been there before. People like to kind of, bet on things that they've seen with their eyeballs. And, a lot of people saw that. Drake Maye in his 10 starts last year was 1-9, and at times flashed, but overall it looked skittish in the pocket. His fundamentals still needed a bunch of work, and that wasn't that long ago. I mean, that was last year. So they haven't been on national TV a lot. This was their second nationally televised game, so they haven't really had a chance to see the Patriots like we have every single week. And I think that's also a factor besides what is just plain facts that it is the softest schedule any team has had since 1978. So that's going to be a big deterrent for people covering the Patriots and why they're not that team yet.
And that stuff's fair. If Kayshon Boutte was a first-round pick, the conversation around him would be far different than it is right now. Oh, boy, he's a developing player. He was good last year. He's been very good this year. He's not ripping it up like a Malik Neighbors or somebody else. But the Patriots have gone against teams that they were eyeball to eyeball with last year and won by 21, 18, 19, and 18. Those are games like tonight. So that kind of separation against the crap teams shows you that's what you're supposed to do. You can't control the schedule, as Aikman pointed out, as we've pointed out. The Patriots right now, their strength of schedule is .342. 342 winning percentage. The Rams, meanwhile, is 551. It's a big gap.
Difference.
So I understand why people would be hesitant and keep waiting for the glass slipper to fall off. I don't think it is a glass slipper, though, because as Phil pointed out, they have not wandered around with a horseshoe up their posterior. You could say, okay, well, they were lucky to get Devin Achane to step out of bounds and not have a touchdown in Miami, or they were lucky that the Atlanta Falcons, butchered the end of their game and lost 24-23. But that Falcons game could have been 35-7 if not for a dumb strip sack. You could honestly not really squint that hard and see this team is friggin' 13-0. They could be 13-0 had they not had a senseless pick coming out of halftime and then 5 turnovers against the Steelers. So if you want to be up there and in the conversation as being the best team, you can point to the fact that we're not just 11-2. We're that far from 13-0.
Well, here's what the wise guys have to say, and they agree with you. Vegas says the favorite to win the Super Bowl is actually the LA Rams. Then you have the Seahawks in the same division. So they're both 9-3. The Rams have a slight advantage because they beat the Seahawks. You have the Packers. You have the Bills, who the Patriots have defeated. And then you have the Patriots ahead of the Eagles, Broncos, and Colts. So at least, Ted Johnson, they're going along. They're almost close to your side of the street. Where you say they're the best team in the AFC. Vegas says they're slightly behind Buffalo. And look who's next on the schedule, Buffalo. So I know we'll get to that later in the show. If they beat Buffalo, I know then this whole conversation will tilt.
Yeah.
This whole conversation will change. But Vegas says, hey, look at the Rams and look at the Seahawks and look at the Packers before you look at the Patriots. You agree with that?
And my guess is if we would have shown that same graphic a week ago, the Patriots would have been even further down, with losses to the, Ravens lose, the Chiefs lose and the Colts lose. I thought just this last weekend's slate of games just raised the expectations in the Patriots up just by what we saw. So, I am a little bit surprised that the Bills would still be in front of the Patriots, considering they beat the Bills in Buffalo already. And really, that Buffalo team is a flawed team. And so the beauty is they're going to play. I can't imagine this game, by the way, when they play in 2 weeks, still being the 1 o'clock kick, right? I mean,
it will be. I think it will be.
Oh, so they can't flex it? Okay.
They can. They can. I just think they probably will keep it there because I think the last time. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I should remember this because we were right here. I think the last time they played Buffalo, it was Sunday Night Football.
It was.
So they played on Sunday Night Football, where there's already a primetime game there. That didn't prevent, so Sunday night against Buffalo. They just played Monday night against the Giants. They think you go back again to another primetime type game, Patriots, Bills. I'm not sure.
It wasn't that long ago that they were the first team ever getting flexed out of a
That's so true.
Monday night game.
So true.
They were consistently flexed. But, when you look at teams ahead of them, like Seattle, I wouldn't put Seattle. I would more readily put the Bills ahead of them because of their uber-talented player that they have. I wouldn't put Seattle ahead of them necessarily.
Ahead of the Patriots?
Which they are in those odds. The Bills, the Rams, those are teams that I look at and say, well, I've seen Matt Stafford win a Super Bowl. I've seen Josh Allen do superhuman things in the playoffs. I haven't seen Jordan Love do anything superhuman in the playoffs, or Matt LaFleur, for that matter.
Or Sam Darnold. With Seattle.
Yeah, so those are the 4 teams I think that we're ahead of them.
I think you're clinging too much to what the Bills have been if you have them ranked ahead of the Patriots when it comes to Super Bowl odds. That is a very flawed team, in my opinion, on both sides of the ball. And when they lose, it's their offense that lets them down. Defensively, they have a really difficult time stopping the run, even more so than the Patriots. The Rams should be at the top of the list. The Seahawks, I understand, although I'm not a Darnold lover, they lead the league right now in point differential. You know where the Patriots are? They are third in point differential. Man. So, yes, they have an easy schedule, but they are, for the most part, wrecking these bad teams. They're up over 100 points in terms of point differential after tonight. They're at plus 110. Which is the best in the AFC. The Rams and the Seahawks are the only 2 teams ahead of them in that category.
Yeah, and Tom, I like your point about, hey, these teams last year were eyeball to eyeball with the Patriots, and now in 2025, the Patriots are taking on teams that maybe roster-wise you might say they're equal, or those teams just have more big-name talent than the Patriots, but it's not really competitive.
What an amazing stat that ESPN put up, God bless them, at the end, where they had the rookies, and you saw it was, I believe, Cleveland was just a smidge ahead of the Patriots, and then it was the Titans, and who was the other team up there? Another ass team up there.
They're all bad teams.
Yeah, all
bad teams up there, like all the snaps from rookies.
Who do you credit? I mean, you credit, to a large extent, perhaps the scouting and the work done by the new regime that has come in and gotten a hold on what they want. But I also have to look at the coaching staff. And God bless the players, obviously, Teddy, the players and the work that they've done. But the coaching staff, to give them the guidance and put them in positions to succeed and get to 11-2 when you have the second most snaps played by rookies in the NFL, I think it was over 3,900. It's insane.